In 1921, an American city was set on fire, not by foreign enemies, but by its own people. Planes flew overhead, bombs dropped, families burned alive, and history tried to forget it ever happened. This is the story of Black Wall Street, of Greenwood, of a massacre so brutal it was erased from textbooks for nearly a century. This is the Tulsa Race Massacre. Greenwood, Tulsa, a thriving Black community in the early 1900s. Doctors, lawyers, business owners, a self-sustaining economy in a time of segregation. They called it Black Wall Street, one of the wealthiest Black communities in the world. Scene suggestions, archival photos, AI-generated reconstructions of the Greenwood district, newspaper headlines from 1910 to 1920. But prosperity in Black hands made others uneasy. Jealousy brewed, racism festered, and the spark was coming. May 30th, 1921. A young Black teenager named Dick Rowland entered an elevator. A young white woman screamed. No evidence, no charges, but the white mobs gathered anyway. By the next day, a crowd of armed white men stood outside the courthouse. Tension exploded into chaos. Shots were fired, and Greenwood became a war zone. On June 1st, 1921, white rioters, many deputized by police, stormed Greenwood. Looting, shooting, burning everything. Planes circled overhead, dropping firebombs. It was the first and only time in U.S. history that American citizens were bombed by air, by their own government's approval. Scene suggestions, dark smoke-filled skies, people fleeing, bodies on the streets, flames engulfing homes. Over 35 square blocks were destroyed, hundreds killed, thousands left homeless. The Red Cross reported 1,256 homes burned. Greenwood was gone. No one was ever held accountable. Insurance claims were denied. Survivors were silenced. For decades, this atrocity was buried, left out of textbooks, ignored by the media. Even survivors were afraid to speak. Insert survivor interviews or AI-narrated quotes from survivors. It wasn't until 1996 that an official investigation in the 2000s, bodies were exhumed, mass graves uncovered. Truth commissions called it what it was, a massacre. In 2021, 100 years later, President Biden visited Tulsa, but survivors still haven't received justice or reparations. They are over 100 years old and still waiting. Even began. The Tulsa Massacre isn't just a dark chapter. It's a mirror. It shows us what America was and what parts of it still are. Because if a massacre can be erased once, it can be erased again, unless we tell the story, unless we remember. Remember Greenwood. Remember Black Wall Street. Remember Tulsa.